We are still looking at clear conditions all across the valley, but temperatures are slowly starting to decrease. 76 currently in Fresno, 73 in Madera, 76 for Merced, 76 as well as Lemoore, and 77 currently in Hanford. Overnight temperatures will continue to drop. I'm forecasting us to drop down into the 50s in Fresno and Clovis, mostly cloudy and below normal, but our Saturday is looking beautiful. I'm forecasting us to be at 83, a few clouds, but we are getting warmer. Ksee 24 News at 6:30 starts now.
Local news that matters. This is Ksee 24 News at 6:30.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Dennis Valera. Alexon and Stephanie have the night off. Let's get right to some breaking news out in Fresno. Police say a driver crashed near Shaw and 6th after failing to yield for a traffic stop. That suspect is still on the loose. Now, our Kirsten Mitchell joins us live at the scene. Now, Kirsten, what can you tell us?
Well, Dennis, we just got word that suspect was arrested, but take a look at his car behind us. That is a black Chevy Malibu. You can see very smashed on the front. It appears that all the airbags went off. Now, we're told it started all around 5:30 when officers noticed a suspicious car pulled over. They pulled up next to it and saw marijuana inside. That led to a very short chase, but the driver quickly crashed his car into a pole and ran. They say he was actually running, holding a gun, so obviously a very scary situation here, but we just got word that he was found and arrested not too far away from this crash scene. Now, I do want to bring in Lieutenant Bill Dooley from the Fresno Police Department. What can you tell us about the suspect and, how this all ended?
Well, right now, the investigation is still unfolding. The officers, like you had said, have located the suspect. He's refusing to identify himself, so officers and investigators are working on that right now. We're also trying to locate where the gun is hidden. We brought one of our K9 units in, and they are searching the area right now.
And can you tell us anything about this scene? How much longer you guys anticipate being out here for?
Well, we'll be out here for a while trying to find that the firearm. The vehicle itself should be cleared up in about 40 minutes more.
All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And Dennis, that is the latest from the scene right now here in we're on Shaw and 6th Avenue, so this should be hopefully clearing up in just a few hours as soon as they finish up this investigation. Reporting live in Fresno, Kirsten Mitchell, Ksee 24, local news that matters.
Kirsten, thank you. Now, developing in Southern California, firefighters are working to protect homes as a Saddle Ridge fire spreads across parts of Los Angeles County, forcing evacuations, threatening thousands of homes, and closing major freeways. So far, it's burned about 4,600 acres. Now, as NBC's Jennifer Bjorklund reports, evacuation centers are filling up fast.
An attack from the air as California burns.
Right now, this fire, 0% containment.
Homes and neighborhoods ignite in thousands of acres of what's called urban interface, where the forest meets the suburbs.
This is a very dynamic fire. We've calculated that the fire is moving at a rate of 800 acres per hour. The cause of the fire has not yet been determined.
There it is, beautiful.
More than 100,000 people are evacuated in Los Angeles County.
The wind's blowing so bad that the smoke is right over my house, and I don't know if it's standing or not.
These are the conditions California power companies say they feared while taking the unprecedented move of shutting off electricity to an estimated 2 million homes and businesses up and down the state in the last few days.
With winds like we saw over the last 24 hours or so and the condition of the vegetation, we simply could not continue to run parts of this system given the risk to public safety.
Their power lines blamed for sparking fires that killed 85 people and burned more than 13,000 homes in Paradise, California last year. But the extreme measures still no match for the extreme conditions that once again make the Golden State a year-round fire risk. Jennifer Bjorklund, NBC News, Los Angeles.
Some good news from the Bryceburg fire burning in Mariposa County. All mandatory evacuation orders and advisements have been lifted as of 1 this afternoon. The latest numbers show the fire has destroyed some 5,100 acres and containment has grown slightly. It's now at 40%. Now, power is slowly coming back to California residents after PG&E's massive public safety power shutoff. Nearly 740,000 people from the Northern Sierra to the Greater Bay Area all the way down to Kern County. This afternoon, the company reported that about 543,000 of those customers have had their power restored. At this point, nearly 200,000 remain without power. Now in Sacramento, Governor Newsom signed off on 15 new gun control laws. 5 of them brought in California's gun violence restraining order policies, making the state the first in the country to allow teachers, employees, and co-workers to seek them. Now the restraining orders are court orders prohibiting someone from having a firearm and ammunition.
California has outperformed the rest of the nation because of our gun safety laws.
Now, the National Rifle Association responded today saying Newsom's signatures on the bills continued California's assault on the Second Amendment. New tonight, Arlington National Cemetery is running out of space for burials. Officials say currently 22 million veterans and service members are currently eligible for burial there, but less than 100,000 spaces remain. Aubrey Jackson explains how officials are proposing new rules that would tighten requirements.
It's the final resting place for more than 400,000 service members and their families. But with 25 to 30 military burials a day, space at Arlington National Cemetery is running low.
Today, we have less than 95,000 spaces.
Karen Durham-Aguilera is executive director of the cemetery. She says there are plans to break ground on an expansion project to make more room,
which will give us around 60,000 new burial spaces. Okay. So it's going to make a big difference.
But expansion alone won't meet the demand for more burial space, and officials say they're considering changes to burial requirement.
It's a hard reality. We're focusing on sacrifice, those that gave the ultimate measure of devotion, gave their lives.
The proposed plan would reserve below-ground burials to those killed in action, Purple Heart recipients, and prisoners of war. But service members who die on active duty but not in combat would no longer be eligible.
40% of our members roughly will not be eligible.
Miles Migliera is with AMVETS, one of the nation's largest veterans groups. He says while some are disappointed, his organization believes the cemetery should do whatever it takes to remain active.
This has to continue to be sustainable.
So we want to be available for both our current veterans and that 5-year-old who's going to raise his or her hand one day to serve this nation.
The proposed changes will now begin the federal rulemaking process, which includes a public comment period. Officials say it's an important part of planning for their future. In Washington, Bree Jackson.
Now, time is running out for the Fresno Foxes to find a permanent home. Since 2017, the Fresno Foxes have been playing in Chuck Chansey Park. The plan was to play at the stadium until the organization could build a regulation stadium of their own. The deadline for that to happen was within 5 years. Now, almost 3 years in, the Foxes still have not found a new home. Fresno City Council member Miguel Arias says for a stadium this size, it will take at least 2 years to build.
We've always known that there's a ticking time clock for us to be able to find a middle ground.
Now, the team says up until now, the challenge has been finding the right location with enough parking. Now to Education Matters. Excitement at Pinedale Elementary School today as students were given brand new backpacks. About 200 were donated by Fresno Acura. They were filled with tons of school supplies, and school officials say the donation will go a long way to helping the students get their homework done.
It means a lot to our kids who don't always have the supplies and things that they need at home to get homework or school projects done. Now they have their own set at home.
The Fresno Football Club mascot, Fuego the Fox, was also on hand to help hand out the backpacks to all of the students. Still to come on KC24 News at 6:30, SNL will welcome a first-time host this weekend. We'll have a preview as Chief Hopper from Stranger Things talks about living his dream.
And I am tracking a slight weekend warm-up, but first let's take a look at our allergy forecast brought to you by Dr. Amy Vinine of the Allergy Institute. Elm and juniper are our pollens, and we'll stay in the low category throughout the weekend.
An inspiring educator, go to yourcentralvalley.com and tell us. Each week, KC24 News honors one exceptional local educator. They win supplies for their classroom and are added to the Teacher's Honor Wall at Fresno State. We applaud, we honor, we celebrate. Educator of the Week, Wednesdays on KC24. Brought to you by Educational Employees Credit Union, Fresno County Superintendent of Schools, and Tulare County Office of Education.
The real estate market is hot in the Central Valley. Houses are selling in just a few days. Country Club Mortgage will have you pre-approved for a home loan in a matter of minutes. You got to be ready to make an offer on your dream home. Go to approvedat10ccm.com. Don't waste a minute.
The word cancer is a very scary word.
They make you feel comfortable. And as a patient going through a lot, you want to have that trust.
I'm one of the blessed ones that I'm a survivor and I'm still living.
We're very fortunate. This community is very fortunate to have a hospital and a cancer care center like we have. For a small town hospital, you just wouldn't think that you'd have all that stuff available. I'm just thankful we have the cancer center here and Quia Delta Hospital.
Searching for a certified pre-owned Ford? Look no further than Future Ford of Clovis. With the largest selection of certified pre-owned vehicles in the valley. F-150s, Fusions, Explorers, and more. All fully inspected and warranted. Shop online or visit Future Ford of Clovis today.
The American Meteorological Society has certified A.J. Fox and Lauren Wallace. And WeatherRate has certified them most accurate. That's right. Only Lauren and A.J. have been AMS certified and certified most accurate 6 years straight. Your local weather authority is certified most accurate. No other station has AMS certified meteorologists. And no station is more accurate. From morning till night, certified meteorologists. Certified most accurate. Only on Ksee 24 News.
Join Ksee 24 for the More Than Pink Walk, October 12th at Fresno State.
All right, Kaylee, remind us how good we have it this week.
Yes, it's a beautiful forecast. Not only was today really nice and warm, we were a little bit warmer today than yesterday, but this weekend and into next week, all in the lower 80s. But tonight, we're sitting at 76 right now in Fresno and Clovis. 29 is our dew point, and that wind speed is at 3 miles per hour. As the night progresses, wind speed will be up to about 10 miles an hour and gusts up to 15. But temperature-wise, we're sitting just slightly cooler than average. 76 right now in Fresno, 73 in Madera, 76 in Merced, towards the South Valley in the upper 70s as well. However, even though we are cooler than average, we're just slightly warmer this evening compared to last evening by about 1 to 6 degrees. Overall, wind speed is going to be quite mild for the rest of your evening. 3 miles an hour for Fresno, Madera, and Merced, but towards the South Valley, still just a little bit breezy in Lemoore at 9 miles per hour. Air quality for Merced all the way down to Sequoia National Forest is looking to be moderate for the rest of your evening and even into your Saturday. So we're going to remain moderate today and tomorrow for all of the Central Valley. Live radar is showing clear conditions all across the valley floor currently and even towards the higher elevation. However, it is going to start to get just a little bit more partly cloudy conditions later on. But taking a look right outside our Ksee 24 studio sky cam, you are seeing the sun is starting to set. It is looking at a beautiful sunset currently, and we're just seeing the little bit of high elevation cloud coverage right here in Fresno, but for the most part we are still looking at mostly clear conditions. Now as the night progresses around 11 p.m. still going to be clear conditions overnight and into tomorrow morning, which means our Saturday is going to be sunny, bright, and just a little bit warmer tomorrow than today. It is going to be quite a nice weekend, but first our overnight lows. 50 degrees is what I'm forecasting right here in Fresno and Clovis, mostly cloudy but below normal. Average lows for this time of year is about 54, 55, so we're about 5 degrees below normal, just a little bit more chillier than usual. Overnight lows across the valley, even drastically cooler than Fresno. So 50 in Fresno, but 46 is what I'm forecasting for Madera, 49 in Los Banos, 46 for Mendota, and take a look at Hanford and Tulare, 47 overnight. Now, we are going to warm up quite a bit. 83 is what I'm forecasting in Fresno, 81 in Madera, and 82 in Merced. Yosemite going to be quite pleasant at 72, Oakhurst 77, and Shaver Lake is going to be similar. So tomorrow's forecast right here in Fresno and Clovis, 83, a few clouds, but we are getting warmer, and here are some weather headlines. So as the night progresses, it is going to drop down into the 50s, which means it's going to have another cool morning tomorrow, slightly warmer afternoon, and then we are going to have a small weekend warm up in sunshine and low 80s all week long. So let's break that down. By tomorrow, 83, warmer again, and then by Sunday, 84, lots of sunshine, and then by Monday, 82. We won't see a day in the 70s until Thursday with lows all in the lower 50s. And as always, you can head on over to our website, yourcentralvalley.com.
You know, the thing I love most about the forecast is just pure sun.
Yes.
Just pure sun. So just all the best sunshine in the best temperature.
Exactly. 80 is very, very doable. It's a little bit warm, but still not too hot. taking it all up. Yes.
Awesome. Thanks, Kaylee. Well, today is the anniversary of the very first broadcast of Saturday Night Live, October 11th, 1975. This weekend, the show is all new with first-time host David Harbour, police chief Jim Hopper on Netflix's Stranger Things. NBC's Mark Barger has a preview.
Did you hear the part where he said the place was like an impenetrable fortress?
Stranger Things co-star David Harbour has something in common with Saturday Night Live.
Live from New York!
They both came into the world in 1975.
So it's season 45 for David Harbour, season 45 for SNL. So.
Hey, guys.
Harbour says as a kid, he talked with his mom about the dream of hosting SNL one day. This week, he's living the dream.
It's a wacky experience to do this show. I didn't realize how wacky it was. The creativity and just the fast pace is insane.
All right. High on Harbour's SNL wish list is sharing a sketch with Kate McKinnon.
Those scenes that I watch where she's like messing with some actor in a scene that I've watched for years, I'll be that guy.
Earlier this week, Harbour got to mess with Stranger Things creators on Late Night with Seth Meyers, FaceTiming them about the fate of his character, Hopper, which was left uncertain in the third season finale.
The question is, am I dead? Is Hopper dead?
I mean, we're still figuring it out.
And while Hopper's future may be up in the air, Harbour controls his destiny Saturday night.
It feels like swimming in the deep end. So in that way, it's thrilling and exciting, and also you might drown at any point.
That's if the dressing room peacock doesn't get Harbour first.
You like Stranger Things?
Mark Barger, NBC News.
All right, well, still to come, it's time to get your weekend plans in order. Our weekly list of fun things to do in the Valley is up next.
Stay informed on Facebook.
Like and follow our page, then click following and select See First.
If you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault and you don't have an attorney, don't go it alone. Take action. We have legal professionals standing by to help you and let you know what your case is potentially worth. Hi, I'm Paula Haddock here with spokesman Rob Wolf. So who at home should be calling in right now, Rob?
Well, just like you said, Paula, anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault and you do not have an attorney, call us right now. We're going to answer all of your questions and we'll let you know what your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Rob. Take action and call now.
Hey, it's your Sandman here. Down here. I bet you didn't know getting rid of your old mattress was so easy. Your retailer can pick it up when they deliver your new one. Drop it off at a participating Bye Bye Mattress location. Or contact your city about curbside pickup. Then your old mattress may be recycled into lots of new, useful things. It's like a big old swipe right for the earth. Visit buyebuymattress.com for details.
Make the perfect season pick in the Pro Football Challenge and win big with local prizes like Me and It's Pizzeria. You can enter now at yourcentralvalley.com.
Big Fresno Fair, big time tonight. Don't miss the Table Mountain Concert Series presented by Coors Light and Toyota. Featuring Ice Cube, Ice Cube got that new fucking talent. Make it rain. Bobby Bones and the Raging Idiots. I'm messing up my name. Starbucks. You again. Willie Nelson and Family. Come on, time. See the full entertainment lineup and buy your tickets now at FresnoFair.com. Big times are back.
3 spins could change everything. The $1 million Wheel of Cash at Chancey Gold is unlike any other game. During every drawing, 4 people spin the Wheel of Cash for a total of $10,000 to instantly win $1 million in cash. And all you have to do is play to earn entries every day through October 26th. Drawings are Fridays and Saturdays at 8 and 10 p.m. Anyone can play and anyone can win. Only at Chancey Gold Resort and Casino.
Just because we're super hungry
doesn't mean you gotta spend a lot, because Denny's brought back the Super Slam with eggs, hash browns, bacon, sausage, and buttermilk or pumpkin pancakes, all for just $6.99. The $6.99 Super Slam is back. See you at Denny's.
Hi folks, we're back. If you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault and you don't have an attorney, we have legal professionals standing by to let you know what your case is potentially worth. Hi, I'm Paula Haddock here with spokesman Rob Wolf. So Rob, please tell the viewers at home who should be calling in right now.
Well, just like you said, Paula, anyone who's been injured in an accident, it was not your fault, you do not have an attorney, call us right now. We're going to let you know what your case is potentially worth.
Thanks so much, Rob. Call now.
If you're looking for something to do this weekend, you can check out a zombie crawl in the tower, and it's also the final big weekend for the Big Fresno Fair. Our Joe Moeller has your Weekend Matters report.
The end is near. Get ready for this Saturday zombie crawl at Fresno's Tower District. Dress up as a zombie and crawl from bar to bar. Wristbands are $10. Meet up at 7:30 at the B of A parking lot in the Tower District. The crawl starts at 8. Fashions inspired by the Day of the Dead will be on display at the Katrinas and Couture Fashion Show and Gala. It's Saturday evening at Arte Americas. It'll showcase the work of Mexican designer Mitzi. Tickets are $65. Call 559-268-6130 for more information.
What's this? What's this? There's color everywhere. What's this? There's white things in the air. What's this?
The Fresno Philharmonic is getting into the spirit of Halloween with Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas. Hear our local symphony perform the movie's magical score live to a showing of the film. It's Saturday night at 7:30 at the Soroyan Theater. Tickets are going fast, too. Call the box office at 559-261-0600 to find the best seats.
2, 1.
Walk to save lives and end breast cancer. The Susan G. Komen More Than Pink Walk is Saturday from 6:30 in the morning until noon at Fresno State. Get details from info-komen.org. It's the final weekend for the Big Fresno Fair. If you're tired of corn dogs and snow cones, why not head to the Wine Festival Saturday at the fair's racetrack? Sip on wines from 12 different wineries from inside the track. Tickets are $35 for the event and is separate from fair admission. That's your Weekend Matters report. I'm Joe Moeller, KC24, local news that matters.
And it's the 37th annual Fleet Week, and it's continuing in San Francisco. Today saw a parade of ships cruising under the Golden Gate Bridge. Visiting ships were led by the San Francisco Fire Department's fireboat, followed by the vessels from the U.S. Navy and the U.S. Coast Guard. This year, Fleet Week welcomed ships from the Royal Australian Navy. The show continues until Monday. Well, still to come, Little Leaguers got to take the flight of a lifetime. The Little League World Series champs hitched a ride on board Air Force One, and we'll explain why coming up next.
Trump groupies. On the road with President Trump's biggest supporters.
I love Trump.
How they travel from rally to rally across the USA. Next, Inside Edition.
Inside Edition, tonight at 7 on KC24.
From Botox to B12, discover the fountain of youth at Body del Sol. This nationally recognized and awarded green medical spa offers you the gift of luxury with enhancement packages and the highest levels of service and satisfaction. Love your body by Body del Sol.
At El Pollo Loco, you can expect more fire-grilled, more sea salt crunch, more creamy queso, and more is what you get with our chicken nachos. One of 5 new $5 fire-grilled combos. El Pollo Loco, feed the flame.
We here at Circle K Ranch, we're a small family farm, and we've been in business this is our 3rd generation. We could have gone with any solar company, and we decided to go with Pickett Solar. They delivered everything timely. They came in under budget on their solar farm. We couldn't be happier with this investment in solar. I highly recommend Pickett Solar to any ag farmer or processor or packer out there.
The American Meteorological Society has certified A.J. Fox and Lauren Wallace. And WeatherRate has certified them most accurate. That's right, only Lauren and A.J. have been AMS certified and certified most accurate 6 years straight. Your local weather authority is certified most accurate. No other station has AMS certified meteorologists, and no station is more accurate. From morning till night, certified meteorologists. Certified most accurate. Only on KC24 News.
Your health is your life. When it rushes to greet you, you realize what matters. These moments where tears and laughter mix. They hold our attention. They hold us together. It's why we hope, why we work, and it's how we live. By holding on to our health, we hold on to life. And so we're here with you for life.
To Simone, I leave the Van Gogh. To Harrison, the wine collection. To Greg, this rock. I leave these things to my heirs. All 39 million of you on one condition, that you do everything to preserve and protect them. With love, California.
The Farney Automotive Group is at it again. Our last 0% used car sale was a huge success, so we're bringing it back. Come to Farney Ford, Farney Buick GMC, or Toyota of Selma. Pick any used vehicle in stock and pay no interest. That's right, 0%. Other dealers might ask, how can you sell used cars at 0%? And to that we say, because we can. 10 days only, 0% on all used cars. Only at the Farney Automotive Group. Drive a little, save a lot.
At El Pollo Loco, our #1 ingredient is time. 55 minutes of fire-grilled love that goes into every piece of pollo. Take home the $20 familia dinner. 10 pieces of pollo, 2 large sides, and house-made salsas. El Pollo Loco, feed the flame.
Ksee 24 News is brought to you in part by Atlantis Private Investigations. This is Ksee 24 News at 6:30.
The Little League World Series champs got to hitch a ride on Air Force One. The East Bank All-Stars of New Orleans met the president in the Oval Office. Afterwards, the All-Stars traveled back to Louisiana in style aboard Air Force One. Now, President Trump was traveling to Lake Charles for a campaign rally tonight. The team of 12-year-olds won the Little League World Series title back in August. And finally, when it comes to Halloween candy, a new poll shows that Reese's Peanut Butter Cups tops the list. According to the study, more than 36% of Americans say peanut butter cups are their favorite Halloween treat. It's followed by Snickers, M&Ms, Hershey bars, tied with candy corn in 4th place. And that's probably my personal list, honestly.
Same. I love Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. I like the holiday themes, like the
pumpkins and the Easter eggs. Yeah.
They're
Those
the
are my
best.
favorite.
Absolute best.
For sure.
This weekend is also the absolute best. Not only is the last weekend for the Big Fresno Fair.
Great for peanut butter, yeah?
Great for peanut butter. It's going to be lovely. 83 on Saturday, 84, which is just 1 degree below average on Sunday. Again, the Big Fresno Fair, it's last weekend. And then the last day of the Big Fresno Fair is on Monday, and that forecast high is 82. So we'll remain in the lower 80s for the next couple of days, with lows still a little bit brisk at 50. Average is 55, so we're just a little bit below average for our lows and our highs. But I'm not complaining. That means the windows can stay open.
I was about to say, just keep them open, people.
Nice.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us. We will see you back at 11. Take care.
Insider, featuring Bulldogs getting it done. Presented by Fashion Furniture, Sunday at 9.
At Rite Aid, we give flu shots to the people we all count on. Like Sally, who gets our kids to school safely.
Look both ways.
And especially you, because you need to stay healthy for everyone who counts on you. Get your flu shot at Rite Aid today.
It drifts into our lives. Exposing us to risk we never asked for. To some, it may seem harmless, but there's no such thing as safe secondhand smoke.
In the market for a new vehicle? Pick the easy way. Lithia Nissan of Clovis is changing the way you buy a car in the Central Valley.
At Lithia Nissan of Clovis, we promise to get you gone in 60 minutes or less, guaranteed.
Go to nissanofclovis.com to find the vehicle you want. Get pre-approved. Then set an appointment for a time that works for you.
Once you're here, we promise to get you gone in 60 minutes or less, or we'll give you a lifetime of oil changes.
Lithia Nissan of Clovis, doing it your way. nissanofclovis.com.
So when I hear that something tastes light and crispy, it usually means I'm going to be hungry again in like 3 seconds. So these new Atkins protein wafer crisps are huge news because, well, they're light, crispy, delicious, and shockingly filling. Try the peanut butter. You'll see.
Now YourCentralValley.com pros who know.
Cellular therapy uses your own platelets and stem cells to regrow hair follicles and treat hair loss. Call Madge Medical Clinic today for an appointment.
For more expert advice, go to YourCentralValley.com/pro.